even if you do it subconsciously. Because high performers, high achievers, I know we are like, we never give up. We're like, no, I'm going to keep going. But subconsciously, you can fall back into these old patterns, these old beliefs, and then you find yourself doing busy work, or you find distractions of the world or of life pulling you away from your purpose or what you know you're supposed to be doing. And one of those distractions can be making bad investments. But guess what? It's all a part of the process. It's all a part of the journey. I truly believe if that didn't happen to me, I couldn't teach about it. It just is what it is. Not that I wanted it to, okay? But if it didn't happen, I couldn't teach about it. So I'm here today to teach about it. And so I get clients who tell me that sometimes. They're like, I'm so glad I found your program after all some of the things that I've tried and experienced. And I'm so glad I took the chance. Like, jump first is a real thing. I tell people all the time, it's not just a brand. This is a lifestyle. And I'm the first one to live it. I will jump and jump and jump. Like, I truly believe that's my goal, a part of my purpose, my mission in life is like, I take risks, I take chances. But I truly believe that you can't really get anything worthwhile, right, or worth having without a risk. Like, sometimes it's just risk involved. Everything is risky. Hey guys, it's Dr. Sonia here with Jump First. I've helped hundreds of creative entrepreneurs and business owners to take back their free time, generate additional revenue, and celebrate while living that work from anywhere lifestyle through creating online courses and digital education. So I'm super excited that you are here. Say it with me. Done is better than perfect. Master one thing at a time. Practice makes better. And this has to work. Right? Let's get it. Sonia here with Jump First. And today or tonight, we are in the arena, okay? Let's get into it. Now, if you don't know what the arena is, just know it is a place for high performers, high achievers. It's something that I feel like I created because I needed it, right? At one point in time, and still desire and love these places and spaces to this day. There's not a lot of places where us high performers and high achievers, we get to be vulnerable, be ourselves, build, unapologetically want the things that we want, okay? And be seen and celebrated for our gifts, our talents, and naturally overperforming by societal standards. And so I'm just excited that you're in the arena with me on today. While we get started, go ahead and drop it in the chat, either what time it is where you're currently watching from or where you're currently watching from. Okay, now while we get started, I want you to drop in the chat your questions that you have about building premium courses. I don't need another cup of coffee, so I have water tonight. Okay, so we're going to get into it. I'm going to show you how to teach it and then scale it. Most people are getting started, and when you first get started, a lot of people want to skip to the scaling part immediately. Like, okay, I need all the systems, I need the ads, or maybe you've seen ads from some of your favorite influencers, okay, including myself on Facebook or Instagram. I get those comments all the time and know that I appreciate you. Thank you so much. People are like, your ads are so awesome. They really draw me in, right? Like, I love them so much, but I didn't start there. At least I shouldn't have started there. When I did start there, it was before I was ready. And if you know anything about my story, you know I lost over 10,190 bucks plus. Okay, so it's probably somewhere between 30 and 50 grand. I still don't know the number to this day. I refuse to look because it broke my heart because I didn't have that much savings. I quit my job, my 9-to-5, my corporate 6-figure comfortable life, and I was like, no, wait a minute. Right? What are we going to do for money? And so I spent a lot on ads because I saw the beautiful ads. I saw a lot of influencers advertising their courses and programs. And I was like, this is what I'm supposed to do. But that's actually building it backwards. So you're actually scaling when you do that before you actually start to teach it and build the solid foundation that you need in order to make it happen. Okay. So while we're going through tonight, please feel free to drop it in the chat. Questions that you have about premium courses, about what you're currently building, and I will answer them as we flow through. Cool? So of course I have a couple of notes because I need to make sure that I stay on track, because if you don't know, all right, and you are new here, I get to teaching, and because I'm passionate about all of these things, my brain can go in a million different places, but I want to make sure I get the information to you as efficiently and effectively as possible. Okay, cool. So Kat, thank you so much, is going to coordinate the chat and make sure I get to your questions on tonight. All right, cool. All right, let's get into it. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like button, bell notification, so you know when new episodes like this drop, and we can hang out. I love interacting with y'all. Okay, so this is what brought this up for me. The other day I was in my kitchen and I was like dancing around the kitchen, and I was eating spinach, I think. And I was just thinking about how while I'm eating my spinach, while I'm listening to, it was a cover, a violin cover of a trending song, and I won't put that here, but the violin cover was beautiful. Okay. But I was like dancing to it. I was vibing to it. And I was like, this is a good vibe. Like, I really like this. And in the background, I was making sales. And I was like, I wonder how many people, and it kind of inspired this thought process of, how can I teach from this moment? Like, because I was in a place where I was trying to figure out where to start. And because I saw everybody else who was already steps ahead of me, I just thought I would just jump in, and it's not always the right place. And so that's what kind of encouraged or inspired this, okay, on tonight. All right, so here's what you need before you start building systems. The first thing that you're going to need is an offer that people actually want. Now, I talked about this on Tuesday, how to really hone in on your topic, right? And make sure that you're teaching a course that people are going to want to buy. Now, it's not just about a course though. Okay, you want to put together an offer. And the way that we do that, you lean into your story. You lean into, just like I was vibing in the kitchen, okay, the other day, and I was thinking about my journey, and I was thinking about my story, and I was thinking about how I started in the wrong place, right? I was starting at step 6 and 7 when I was really just getting started at step 1 and 2. Then there's a lot of mistakes that I got to skip because I hired a mentor. I got to pause there. I hired a mentor. Stop being afraid to hire a mentor. People always talk about mentorship. People always talk about the fact that mentorship should be free. All mentorship is not free. Like, and in some capacity, you are paying for what it is that you want, whether it's financially, emotionally, okay, psychologically, whether it's in your time spent, your energy spent, all that stuff. I don't have time to waste. I don't have time to mess around. I don't play about my time. Okay. I tell people that all the time, especially, and it's not just like in a negative sense or trying to be so cold to people, but it's in the sense of, I don't have time to waste time. I don't want to do that. Like, if I can learn from somebody who already did the thing, I'm going to go do that. Okay. So again, you weigh out, is it worth you taking the time to figure it out on your own? Is it worth you just hiring it out? Or is it worth you taking the time to learn from somebody who already has the answers? And for me, that's what I needed to do before I spent all that or lost all that money on ads. Okay. So understanding the what people actually want is leaning into your story. All right, that's it. What's going on, Megan? Hello. I appreciate the positivity in the chat. Is leaning into your story. So how to know that it's an offer that people actually want? You're gonna have to start talking about it. I know that's a scary thing, and when I say talking about it, this comes before the selling piece. So before you start selling it, start asking people or talking to the audience that you really want to serve. Right. And if you have no idea which audience you want to serve, I am encouraging you to start thinking about where you were at the point that you want to start teaching. So let me back up for a second and break that down. So it's usually going to be for premium courses. You don't want to be so far removed from your topic. So yes, we want to lean into probably the story started 20 years ago, okay, 15 years ago, and that's cool. But where were you like 5 years ago? Where were you 3 years ago or 2 years ago? So you want to start when you're teaching premium courses, like 2 to 3 steps behind where you currently are. That's the price, like that's the sweet spot for the price point that you want to start charging when I say premium. So when you think about that, you start to think about, okay, well, what was I doing? What was I thinking? What was I saying, right? Where places was I frequenting? So you really want to dig into not just demographics of who you want to serve. Pro tip for your courses, you got to dig into the thought process, right? The psychographics are what we call them. So the psychology of how your buyers are thinking. And you can find Psychology of Sales, shameless plug, okay, of how your buyers are thinking if you want to go deeper there in the free training. So there is a free training at jumpfirstacademy.org. Kat's going to plug it inside of the comments. And inside of that free training, you'll have an opportunity to grab Psychology of Sales, which is an additional mini series and ebook that I created that will help you dig deeper into the psychographics of your audience. So if you're spinning your wheels, like, who am I going to get this to? Who's going to buy this? You need the Psychology of Sales training, but it's in that free mini training, okay, at jumpfirstacademy.org. Kat just dropped it inside the comments. So there's that. What's the offer that people actually want? That's it. All right. Does that make sense? Like, drop it in the chat if you have questions, or if that's making sense, just give me a yes or an emoji or something. So I know that that is making sense. Okay. It took me a long time to figure that out, that my audience, the people that I really needed to serve, was like me at a point along my journey. Like, it was literally me. And I know that we hear people say that, but when people say that, it's like people start thinking demographic stuff, right? Like, oh, how much money was I making at that point? Or they look like me, right? My ethnicity, they sound like me or talk like me, they have my education. It's like, but what else? Like, think deeper, like, think how you were thinking, think your mindset, think what your thought process was around that time. Awesome, Shalia. I'm glad that's making sense. Says yes, okay, in the chat. Thank you. All right, so the offer that people actually want. Number two, you got to know who you're talking to. Okay, so when you know where you were, like 2, 3, maybe 4 years prior, or 4 steps prior, 2, 3, 4 steps prior to where you currently are, and then you get into the mindset, you don't have to go back there and stay there. Okay, but you do need to remember, and this is why I say you can't be too far removed from what you want to teach, because it's so much easier to relate to people 2, 3, 4 steps behind where you currently are. You're not above anybody. I don't believe in value ladder, like that whole thing. I believe in the concept, but I teach it differently, because your audience isn't like multiple people. Pro tip: your audience isn't multiple different people. It's literally the same person at different parts of the journey. When I got that, the whole world opened up. Like, then my programs started to become offers, right? And that's what I mean. Like, the thing that you're going to offer somebody, you've got to know what that is. But it only comes from understanding where you were at the point of the journey you want to help people at. You can help people all along your journey, but where do you want to start helping people? To charge premium and to really package premium, I recommend starting somewhere 2, 3, 4 steps from where you are. Okay. And then knowing who you're talking to is just a matter of getting back in the mind frame, right? Of where you were, what you were thinking, how you were showing up, that version of you. The third thing is you need a way for people to find you. So remember earlier, I was like, you got to talk to people. So before you start selling, make your audience a part of the process of what it is that you are creating. You have to remember, pro tip for your courses, you are not creating this course for you. I got to say that again. You are not ever creating this roadmap or blueprint for you. You're creating it for someone else. You have already lived it. You already know what it's about. You already know the journey, the path, the steps. So why put yourself in this cave, like metaphorically, and create this thing without any input from the people you want to serve and help? And sometimes I get pushback when I say that to people, and they're like, well, it's my thing and I want to create it. Won't I be then allowing somebody else to create it for me? And it's like, no, it's still your thing, right? It's your journey. It's your story. Like, nobody can take that from you. And the people who want to learn from you, they're not interested in taking it from you either. They're trying to learn. They're trying to glean the wisdom. Okay. So it is so much better when you create with people, like, especially with the people that you want to help. It's one thing to have like a mentor and coach, and that's great. Highly recommend. They can help guide you through the process. But my methodology includes the fact, and my clients can attest to this, it includes the fact that you have to include your audience in this building process, which is why we never create content. Pro tip for your courses: we don't create content, we don't create the entire program until we have peeps and seeds or students enrolled. We pre-sell first. And my clients and students, there's my straw. My clients and students are selling by week 3. And this is how they're able to do 5 to 10K within their first 21 to 30 days. And people are like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, go check out the case studies. Go check out the testimonials. This is really happening. And it's because we pre-sell. Their courses are also more effective because of that. Your courses will be more effective because the people that you are talking to are providing you input. So when they're providing you input, they're telling you, hey, this is where I'm at. And because you're the expert, it's just going to be so easy for you to go, oh, okay, this is where you're at. I know exactly about that part because I was there before, like something extremely similar. So let me just show you how to navigate that. You can navigate past the mistakes that I made. I already did that, tried that, didn't work, do this instead, right? Because you're the expert. Sometimes your audience cannot articulate, and this is why it's so important for you as the expert to talk to your people, the people you want to serve. Sometimes your audience can't articulate what the problem is. They can't articulate like what the issue is. So you as the expert get to do that. It's kind of like going to the doctors, right? When you go to the doctor's office, sometimes you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's wrong. It hurts. That's it. That's all I got for you, Doc. This actually happened earlier today. I was talking to my mom, who was talking to a tech for the cable company, and I was like, just tell them you have no idea, because she was like, they're gonna ask me to troubleshoot it, and I was like, Mom, you don't know, like, you literally don't know. That's not your profession. It's not what you do. You're not an expert. Just tell them you have no idea what the issue is, but there's an issue, and can they send somebody out to help? That's it. Because sometimes we can't articulate, if it's not our area of expertise, what the problem is. Your audience is the same way. Can't articulate. Okay. So, I can't say every time they can't articulate. It's just that sometimes you don't have the words for what's wrong. Okay. And so your job is to talk to your people before you build that thing out and understand where they are. And then guess what? The content you create because of that is going to be so much easier and so much more effective, because it's literally a solution, a direct solution to the problem. I love it. Okay. Shalia has a question. How can you determine what kind of course you want to create? I love this question. So my general advice, I guess my specific advice, would be talk to the people, right? Like, so first you have to figure out, and I always say this, so very simply put, passion plus expertise. What do you really enjoy doing, and what do you know a lot about? The lot about part is not going to come from research, right? Online, or reading other books or other people's input. The what you know a lot about is going to come directly from your experience. So like in this example, this is a great question. Thank you for asking it. So in this example of like going to the doctor, right? Your doctors, especially the specialists, have studied for years. And not only have they studied, they practiced. They put into practice for years, typically, what it is that they're able to diagnose. Same thing with you, like you have applied knowledge. Applied knowledge is wisdom, right? So because of your experience, if somebody comes to you and says, this is the problem, this is what's going on, this is my challenge, your expertise, your experience is going to go, I got it. I know exactly what's going to fix that, right? Like I remember falling down the church stairs when I was 7. I think it's still on VHS because my mom brings it up like ever so often. And my grandmother, she actually took a chapstick out of her purse and rubbed it on my knee because I was like hooting and hollering, okay? And they had told me, stop running up and down the stairs, stop running up and down those stairs. But I was an adventurous child, and so I was doing it anyway. And I fell, scraped my knee, hooting and hollering, and she pulls out a chapstick. Now, how would she know to do that? Experience, right? Like it was the closest thing. It's what can work. It's gonna help soothe whatever is going on with my knee. All right, all scraped up, but her experience taught her that. Not like reading it somewhere, not, it's like experience. And so that's the piece. So passion plus expertise, aka experience. That should be where you start. But then you need to start talking to your audience, like the people that you want to serve, and go, hey, putting together this thing I'm really interested in. Or you don't even have to say I'm putting together this thing. You can just say I've been really interested in trying to figure out how to help whoever you think your audience may be, right? Do XYZ. Or you can just ask a blanket question. What do you think about XYZ? And then boom, like you just take the research. So everything is also data. I'm going to link it in the replay for this episode, but Kat, if you can find it, there is and you can put it in the chat. There's an episode, the most recent long form episode, which is you can't scale without data. Like that, you should watch that. That's really good. So that'll help you narrow and niche down as well. And Kat, if you can find it, you can drop the link in the chat. I think it's like you can't scale without data, or no data, no sales is the cover for that one. You should check that out. Great question, Shalia. Thank you. Okay, then after you have a way for your people to find you. So when I say have a way for people to find you, that means you need to be putting yourself out there. Like when I say that, talk about what you want to do. Stop hiding it. Stop doing it all on your own. That was me for a little bit, okay? And it was also like, thank you, Kat. It was also me when it came to, especially before university courses. Like before I started creating, developing, teaching university courses, I put together this first course. It was a life skills class. I will never forget it. And it flopped because I was doing my dissertation. I thought I knew everything there was to know about mentorship. My dissertation is on mentorship. And I won't go into that here, but dissertations are public. I'm just saying, okay? There's a lot of chatter online about like who's a degreed and who's not, and who's official and who's not. And I'm just saying, dissertations are public. Like that stuff is public information. So so my dissertation was on mentorship. I digress. And I was putting together this mentorship program, and I was doing it. I thought I knew her. I was like, I'm her, right? Like I'm her. And it's so funny. I feel like at every point in life we feel that way, right? Like, and then you look back and you're like, well, now I am her. Like, I got a little more wisdom and experience and those sorts of things. But that's just life. And so back then I was like, yeah, I'm doing my PhD. I know everything there is to know about mentorship. I'm going to put a program together. And I tried it, did not work. I didn't talk to people. I had the mentees all lined up. I was already actively recruiting them. I was talking to them because I was recruiting them for a different program. I was a program manager of a culinary school, and I was recruiting students. I was teaching a life skills curriculum, and I was like, let me add a mentorship program and component to this life skills curriculum. I had redeveloped it, and then I was like putting them through graduation. So I was responsible for putting together their graduation ceremony, bringing in guest speakers, and then also developing these relationships with different restaurants and places in the community that they could go work after they graduated, right? So they were almost, I wouldn't say guaranteed a job, but based on the relationships I had developed, I was able to place the majority of those students. And so I was like, I have good rapport with the students, but I didn't have rapport with mentors. And so instead of me building a program, I also didn't ask for feedback from the mentees, the students that even though I had the rapport with them, I didn't ask them for feedback on this mentorship program. I didn't build rapport with the mentors that I wanted to come into the program, even though I had relationships, business relationships with different restaurants and locations, right? For them to go work. Like some of those owners would have been great mentors, but because I didn't establish a feedback loop, or loop them into what I was building, it was just difficult to bring people on board. And so that program initially flopped. Now I ended up seeing it through, right? And seeing it come to fruition. And I don't know what they're doing it with it now, but it was great. Okay. After it was implemented at the right way. But that learned that lesson the hard way. And so that's why I say, just include people in what you're doing. So when I went to go develop courses for university, yes, they had, and I took a look at the process. So they had surveys throughout. They had one mid semester, and they had another at the end of the semester. If I could have changed it, and I do this in my programs now, I would have put one in the beginning of the semester. Okay, so pro tip, secret tip, I don't really know. But I do that, right? So it gives me not just information, it gives me like the personality of the people that I'm working with, people that are coming into the program. Like I want to know about my audience, and I want them to know what I'm about up front. So not only are you, when you're giving, I've never really went this deep, so hopefully y'all are catching what I'm putting down. Let me know a yes, okay, in the chat if this is making sense. But not only am I collecting data that I can then utilize to ensure the effectiveness of the program for each of my clients and mentees, but I'm also establishing rapport, okay, up front. I'm also establishing authority up front, okay? Like those things are important. Like you determine how your program flows from the beginning. And so I learned that developing university classes and teaching those classes. But while I was teaching, aside from the surveys that the university instructed me to deliver or administer, right, to the students in the class, I was talking to those students. And I was like, yeah. And they didn't know I was redeveloping the course, but I did, right? So I was gathering that data still. Like, and there's nothing better than not just having information, but it's the human connection. This is why AI will never replace your premium courses when done right. Everybody, there's a lot of gurus right now saying that online courses are dead, that, uh, a lot of things they're saying are dead. Even some of the software companies and things like that, a lot of things, oh, they're going out of style. No, they're not. Not if done right. And online courses are never going away. But there's an additional component to them that a lot of people are missing, because people are just still putting information out and charging $97 or $297, and there's no transformation happening in those programs. And when I say transformation, that's the human connection. That's a human depth. That's the part that's going to allow you to go deeper with your audience, with your clients. You have to have the human touch. Like AI can't read a heart, right? And when I say, like, I'm not talking like literally. I'm talking like it can't discern someone's tonality, or, how someone may really feel, or how they're really coming across. You can do that though, as a coach, as a mentor. That's the piece that is, it's like that human connection piece, in addition to, and I talked about this on Tuesday as well. So when that replay comes out, please do catch it. All right. I'll probably link it somewhere above my head in post editing. So it'll be somewhere up here. But that's the piece that's missing from a lot of just online courses. And this is why I teach premium courses, because we're putting together a program and offer, right? A full service thing. And when you put together a full service thing, then you can charge premium dollars for it. You don't have to charge $97 or $297. People are looking for the full service thing, and that's only going to increase. There are full-on services right now. I watched something on social media the other day. There was a Disney princess that came out to sing to a young lady for her birthday. Like, she was hired. It's that. You can turn on the TV and get that. Right? You can build that with AI. You can say, I want a princess, this princess, specific princess, to sing me, put my name in the birthday song. And AI will probably give it to you. Right? It's getting that good. But they hired an actual person to dress up as a princess, to bring, I don't know, she had a little bag of goodies. I don't know what she was doing, but she sang the birthday song, and the girl was excited. Okay, she was happy. And when I say the girl, the young lady, she was, I don't know, maybe college age, right? Like, but those are the things, those are the experiences AI can't replace. And so you have to talk to people. You have to tell people what you're working on. Don't hide it, and tell the right people, right? Like, you'll be able to discern how you show up. You don't have to give everything, because that's what most people are afraid of too. Is like, oh my God, if I tell everybody my idea, somebody's going to steal it and run away and take it. But chances are, and here's the best thing about social media, and the best thing about online everything, especially courses, the idea that you currently have, if somebody else is teaching it, that means it is necessary. If you go online right now and you're like, somebody else is already teaching my idea, then this proof of concept is already there. I think that's a great thing. But so many people see it as such a negative thing. And I'm like, no, it's wonderful. It means people actually want to learn that. People like that. Yeah, you should do that. But you're going to do it your way. You're going to do it with your story. You're going to do it with your humanness, okay? Your human connection. There are people assigned and attached to your destiny. That's just it. And you not showing up, where are they going to go? Right? Sure, they can go to somebody else, but if your destinies are connected, right, it's important that you do show up. And this is one of the things I speak very openly about, is the reason I continue to show up is because also what frustrates me or makes me kind of, I guess sad would be the word sometimes, is watching the people I know I could help go to people who are bamboozling them, right? Or essentially, like, you can see it. And then, so when sometimes I'll have clients who come to me and they're like, I tried this other program before, it was not good. And I never down talk anybody. I'm never bad mouthing anybody. You just know what quality is and what's not, right? Like, you can discern it. And I'm grateful that, and I'm going to pass this along to you as well, because I've been in that situation where I paid a lot of money and not gotten the results, right? That I was not promised, because I also don't believe in guaranteeing results, but it was a lackluster program. Okay, to just be very frank. That is out there. That's always going to be out there. And it's unfortunate, but you have the ability, and I truly believe responsibility, to build something that will truly help the people and serve the people that you are meant to serve. That didn't deter me having invested in it. I've done it multiple times. Like, and it was, vetted and done the whole process. It happens to everyone, but it shouldn't deter you from dusting it off, getting back up, and going again. For some people, it is a deterrent. And I'm like, you can't allow that kind of stuff to deter you from your purpose, from reaching your goals, from doing what you're supposed to be doing. There will always be negative people, bad people, haters, all of the things to try to trip you up in life and try to make you believe that, okay, I should just give up on this dream or give up on this goal, right? Even if you do it subconsciously, because high performers, high achievers, I know we are like, we never give up. We're like, no, I'm going to keep going. But subconsciously, you can fall back into these old patterns, these old beliefs, and then you find yourself doing busy work, or you find distractions of the world or of life pulling you away from your purpose or what you know you're supposed to be doing. And one of those distractions can be making bad investments. But guess what? It's all a part of the process. It's all a part of the journey. I truly believe if that didn't happen to me, I couldn't teach about it. It just is what it is. Not that I wanted it to. Okay? But if it didn't happen, I couldn't teach about it. So I'm here today to teach about it. And so I get clients who tell me that sometimes. They're like, I'm so glad I found your program after all some of the things that I've tried and experienced. And I'm so glad I took the chance. Like, jump first is a real thing. I tell people all the time, it's not just a brand. This is a lifestyle. And I'm the first one to live it. I will jump and jump and jump. Like, I truly believe that's my goal, a part of my purpose, my mission in life is like, I take risks, I take chances. But I truly believe that you can't really get anything worthwhile, right, or worth having without a risk. Like, sometimes it's just risk involved. Everything is risky. Who said it? I don't even know who said it, but I think I heard it first from Jim Rohn. And he was like, everything in life is risky. You don't even get out alive. And I was like, oh. It shifted my perspective. I don't know where he heard it from or where it originally came from, but it shifted my perspective. It's like, oh, you don't even make it out alive. Like, everything in life is risky. People are afraid to drive because they feel like driving a car is risky, but walking down the street is risky too. I'm just saying, right? Everything in life is risky. Shalia says, unfortunately, that's true. I know. And it happens to, I feel like it's just a part of the game, right? Like, these bad investments sometimes, or like, and you try your best to vet the right mentors. There are so many videos that I have done on this channel about vetting mentors, vetting coaches, and making sure that you're investing in the right one and the right thing, especially based on your season of business, is another way to tell who and where you should be investing. So always invest in the level that you're growing to, not the one you're currently at, but also make sure that you're in that season of business. So for instance, like, I didn't invest in an email coach until I was ready to start scaling email, right? Because I had an email list when I first started. And I was like, I don't even know what to say to people. Like, what am I supposed to do? What do I write? I don't know. And so, the high achiever, high performer in me, I'm like writing like I'm still a scholar. And I'm like, well, no, you write different in business, right? Like, it's still you, but there's nuances to it. And so it's like just knowing where you're at. Ads, right? I talked about ads earlier. I hired a mentor for that. After I lost all that money and I started making money again, and I was like, okay, Let me hire a mentor to show me, and now I'm ready for this part of my business. So just know where you are in your business, but know where you want to grow to. And then whatever that season is, whoever you need to help get you to the next level, hire for that and vet, right? That's it. You got to vet the person. Like, do they have results for themselves, but also for other people? Like, even if, pro tip for your courses, even if you don't have results like paid clients yet, you have gotten results for somebody somewhere. You're giving some advice at some point, right? Can we get that person on the line? Can we at least get a text, okay, that this happened? All right. So it's something like you want to know that the person that you're working with has had these other results. So hopefully that makes sense. So here's what we got. We got an offer people actually want. Okay, that's number one. Before you build systems, this is what you need. The offer people want, you got to know who you're talking to. Okay, so we talked about, Shalia asked a great question. How do you know what to teach? I say passion plus experience, passion plus expertise. Okay, if you're just joining, make sure you start from the beginning of this episode. Number two, you got to know who you're talking to. Okay, so you have to know your audience, and you got to know more than demographics. You need to know how they're thinking, where they're starting from, because different courses and programs, premium programs, when positioned properly, have different entry points. Pro tip for your courses. We'll talk about that in another episode. You also need a way for people to find you. They got to be able to find you. You got to get out there, okay? Forget what people are talking about. I'm serious. Forget the haters. Detach yourself, detach the emotion from the feedback, negative and positive feedback. Because if you're going to detach from the negative, you also got to detach from the positive. It's nice. We get excited when we hear people like, you're doing a great job. This is awesome, right? But like, you have to be able to detach in order, especially just getting started, in order to keep showing up, right? Now, once you built the muscle, you're just going to keep showing up regardless. None of it matters. All right. I'm not saying you won't have days or moments, but it's just noise. You got a purpose. All right. And you got to keep moving forward. Number four, they need a simple way to buy. I don't think I talked about this one yet. Simple way to buy. Stop overcomplicating it. You do not need that whole website all made out and made up. The fonts, the brand colors, we don't need it all. If you have it, great. Okay, but where am I going to buy? Please don't send me to the whole website because I will get distracted because I want to see everything. And this is what happens. What happens when we're shopping on Amazon? Just saying. Or shopping on TikTok. I'm just saying, I get distracted and I'm like, oh, my cart, the stuff is still in my cart, never checked out. So, how can you give people a very simple way to buy? Set up the payment link. That's it. Okay, like stop overcomplicating it. Set up the payment link. That's it. I'm so serious. If you have a website and you need to direct people to a page, okay, that one page, it doesn't need to be 50 things on the page. Like, streamline it. Okay, people, we get distracted. We just get distracted. It is what it is. We can have the best intentions. You can like, yes, I'm gonna buy this today. I'm gonna check out. I've done that a million times. It's to the point where on my browser right now is a smiley face. They stopped counting my tabs. There are too many open. Okay, too many things going on. And God forbid my phone shut down and restart and reset. Oh my gosh, all my tabs. I'll probably go in and be like, history. Where's my history? Pull them all back up. Okay, so yeah, just give people a straight process, straightforward, simple way for them to buy. And then you build the systems that are going to scale it. So you get peeps and seats, all right, because you got all your stuff in order. You got the offer people actually want because you checked and they helped you build it, right? You built with people. You know who you're talking to. You are clearly defined about your audience. It's not general, it's specific. Niche it down. And then you have a way for people to find you. So that means you're showing up. Organic social media is a thing right now, meaning like you cannot have any followers, and because you're posting a specific type of content, it's going to go. Doesn't have to go viral in the sense of like when you think about it, millions of people, it can go viral for you. 100 people see your post, 200, 300, 50 people see it, 25 people see it, and one of them is like, yeah, I want to pay you a premium. How much you charging? How much is your course? Boom, peeps in the seat. And then you keep going. That'll encourage you to keep going, right? You just keep going. That's it. You're just building. But people need a way to find you. So you got to show up some kind of way. Don't run ads when you just get started. Promises is not the way, especially today in 2026. Do not do that initially. You got to get the data. And then a simple way for people to buy, then you build the systems and you just scale it, because you're just going to scale what's working, right? That's easy. If you know it worked, why wouldn't you double it? You got the system down, right? Now you know. It only, like, nothing is ever going to be perfect, right? They say only perfect practice makes perfect. But we just keep getting better and better and better, because you build on the data, but you got to start with it. So again, the Kat went ahead and put the link to the data episode in the chat. So make sure you check that out next. I don't see any other questions. I don't see any other comments. That's what I got for you tonight. I don't want to overwhelm you. Okay. I'm not trying to give you everything at one time, but if you're interested in going deeper, come into my paid program. I'm really excited about it. I would encourage you to get started at 9 to Thrive, the 9 to Thrive movement. So it's jumpfirstacademy.org/9 to Thrive. There's one that is coming up. It is 5 days of mentorship with me. Just join. Okay, it will be a no-brainer. We'll go over exactly how to find your course topic. We'll go over everything I just talked about, who it is that you need to get in front of, how to do it, okay, how to start showing up, how to start pre-selling. That's so important. Once you have your peeps in the seat, okay, at least the first one, you can get 2 and then 3, and then you just build on what's working. So again, jumpfirstacademy.org/9 to Thrive. Come in the door, get in the door. There's general admission for $97 and there's VIP for $297. Y'all. All right. Whichever one you choose is going to be good. You're going to get the training that's going to help you go deeper. Paid, I always say it, and I am shameless about it. Paid will help you go faster. Okay. Now, the mentorship that you want is in VIP. So if you come in general admission, cool. You're going to get the training, the paid training. I promise it'll be worth it. Like, I promise it'll be still worth it. But the VIP is where you get to go deeper with me. So you get behind the scenes, and VIPs actually get 2 sessions for every day that we are live. Well, really 3 sessions, because you get the pre-session. So it's a pre-game session, I call it, where we talk about, okay, here's what's coming up. This is the game plan. This is what I want you to pay attention to as we go through the training. Then you get the training, which general admission gets as well, right? But that actual training for that day, every single day of the 5 days. And then VIPs get a post-game session. So we get in the huddle, okay? We're behind the scenes, and I go, okay, did you pay attention to this, and that? Here's the homework for today. Let me help you start to implement it. And then we meet the next day, and guess what? Pre-game session. What happened in the homework? Any questions from the homework? How'd you do implementing it? Okay, what do you need help with? And then here's what's next, what's coming up today. Like, so you get, like, it's mentorship the whole way through. We just repeat that all day. Okay, so I what did I say? I said this to someone earlier. I was like, it's kind of like you get to spend the day with me for like 5 days. I don't know where people are doing this, but it's not really happening. I don't see it happening in this industry. So I'm really excited to be offering this. And some of my team is like, yeah, you are like over delivering. And I'm okay with that. You know, there was a point in time where I thought that too. I'm like, I'm really delivering in this 9 to Thrive movement. But I think it's just so important. It's definitely sets apart my programming, and I just want to help more people get their ideas out into this world. And so there are template scripts, all of that stuff. I really encourage you to upgrade to VIP. It's worth it. It's beyond worth it, in my opinion. Plus, there's an opportunity to jump into a content mastermind with me as well. So I would encourage you to do it. The link is down in the chat, in the comments, as well as in the description. Thank you, Kat, for dropping that in the chat. Jumpfirstacademy.org/9 to Thrive. Check it out. All right. I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for the questions tonight, the engagement. Thank you for the new subs. If you are new, I'm sending you much love. If you are returning, I'm sending you much love. I love all of y'all. Thank you so much for helping me build such an amazing community. Thank you for the positivity. Thank you for the likes as well. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. It helps spread the positivity that we need more of in this world. All right. Also, if you are new, hit the subscribe button, like button, bell notification, so you know when new episodes like this drop. We are live in the arena every Tuesday and Thursday. Remember, in the arena, you are visible, but it is so important to help you move your goals forward. I'm here with you, all right, in the arena with Dr. Sonia. This has been a treat, a pleasure. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all back here on Tuesday. Bye, y'all.